Good morning. I want to talk to you this week as we've been talking about the cross and the upcoming crucifixion. The crucifixion and the upcoming resurrection. Now, when I think about the need for it, and I think about what's going on in the world today, and we could spend a whole lot of time talking about that, but it doesn't surprise me. You think, well, we're in bad times. Well, Vietnam was bad times. The Depression was bad times. World War II was bad times. World War I was bad times. We could go back to the 30 Years' War. We could go back to wars and wars and wars and wars. Man's messed up. What's wrong with him? Dr. Toller was the dean at Southwestern when I was there in 1979 through 83. And he told a story in chapel one time that I'll never forget. He said he had some of his students when he was teaching college. He was a doctoral candidate. He was teaching college kids. And he didn't specify the college, but he said that it was next to a military base. And these kids were out at a lake. And he said, unbeknownst to them, this couple, this military guy, and I think it was the Army, had been fighting with his wife a great deal. They had 3 kids, and he had done something to the brakes in order, in his mind, to get rid of his problems. And so they careened down this road that this man knew was out, and they crashed into this lake. And these 3 boys heard that car careen right into that water, and they started screaming as they ran around there, trying to say, boy, go, get to him, we got to help him. And all of a sudden, a head bopped up, and it was the head of the daddy. And all of a sudden, another head bopped up, and it was the mother. And they saw that man take his hands and pushed her head down in the water. And they started screaming as loud as they could, stop, what are you doing? And he quit. He swam to the shore and just sat there. And this lady was screaming her head off, said, please go, my kids are down there, And those 3 boys swam down there, and they kicked and they pulled and they tugged and they did everything they could do to get those doors open. But the air vacuum had pulled them solid shut. And he said there was 3 little kids in the top bubble of that back seat. They were crying and trying to breathe. And he said as they tried and finally, I think it was, busted through that windshield, hands bloody, everything, those little voices stopped. And they said 2 feet from us, 3 little kids had died. And so in the aftermath of all of this, they came to Dr. Toller and they said, Dr. Toller, what could make a man do that? And Dr. Toller told them. He said, man is sick. He is sin sick. Man is broken. He has lost his true north in life. Man doesn't know how to find happiness apart from God, because he was created in the image of God. And without God back in his life, he'll be like a little pinball thing, bouncing from ding, 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 trying to go to this and that and this and that and this and the other. And in this case, this guy had another girlfriend, or a girlfriend. And I suspect he was trying to get rid of his present responsibility in order to be free to go do this and have to say, well, they drowned. But how can you stomach that? You have to be deranged. But in actuality, you just have to realize that man apart from God is capable of just about anything. Only God puts the pieces back together again. Only God does that. I want to, in some way, inspire you this week to be thinking about the fact all those people out there So many of them broken and don't even know why, don't even know how, don't even know what the cure is. They're in such need. Instead of us just saying, this is terrible, what's going on? Just say, God, help me to be a light in the midst of darkness. Help me to reach out. And maybe I can spare some way, somehow, something like this from happening. Because trust me, it's happening today too. Every day in different ways. People being hurt by sin. Jesus Christ is the answer, the only answer. Help me pray that God would open up doors for you and me to make a difference while we still can. God bless you, and you have a great day.